in Land. This is the gorgeous month of June.
Gorgeous
You
month of
know
June.
what?
Oh,
Halfway
Gorgeous month
through
of
the
June.
year, our fifth episode in our second season.
yes.
This month of June, we celebrate fathers for the
Yes.
entire
Yes.
month of June. Let's give a shout out to the fathers. With
Whoop,
a
whoop,
Woo! You
fathers,
go, fathers. You go, fathers. So we
Go,
have an
fathers.
exciting program for you tonight, and you're going to enjoy this beautiful journey. We're going to be highlighting fathers with history, with stats, with how to fix damages, how to support our dads with quotes. It's going to be so much fun. So you ladies, just take it away, ladies.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Take it away. All right.
Take it away.
Oh,
Yes.
wait, give me 1 second.
Our producer is going to start us off. Isn't that wonderful? Letitia is going to start us off. Hey, chick, our producer.
Patricia, our
Well,
producer.
So look, I wanted to talk about the history of Father's Day.
Oh, okay.
You know, the history of Mother's Day goes back to the 1860s. So
Mhm.
the history of Father's Day go back to 1808 when this church in West Virginia had they honored 362 men who was killed in a mining explosion. And so they honored the men, the fathers. They were they thought it was a one and done thing. But then the following year, this woman named Sonora Smart Dodd started her quest to establish Father's Day as a national holiday. She was one of 6 children raised by their single father. And she fathers should be honored in the same way as mothers. So she petitioned her local community and government for a whole year. And so her home state of Washington celebrated its first official Father's Day on June the 19th, 1910. But it still wasn't official until President Richard Nixon signed it into law in 1972. Isn't that something?
Nixon. Wow.
During the war and stuff.
Oh, that was a year before I was born.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
Isn't that something?
Yeah, and so they were even saying how during the Great Depression and World War II, they were giving gifts to the fathers who were, over in the overseas in war and stuff. And so I wanted to go into some stats, y'all, because it was really interesting. It was 60% of 121 million adult men in the U.S. are fathers.
Wow.
Wow.
Right? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is crazy.
Something to think about.
This epidemic, about 90% are homeless. 90% of homeless runaways are from fatherless homes.
Oh, fatherless homes.
Fatherless homes. Isn't that crazy? And 85% of people with behavioral issues come from fatherless homes.
Wow.
Okay.
And
So 90%, 90% not homeless.
No.
90% of, say that again.
Homeless and runaways.
Okay.
Family.
Are from fathers.
It's just saying how important it is to have a father in the home.
Yeah, that's the
75% of substance abuse patients reported to come from a fatherless home as well.
Wow.
And check this out, y'all. 63% of youth suicides are from fathers.
Wow.
Yeah,
so it's important. It's important to have
fathers are important.
Yeah, they say the need for fathers
anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. So wow, that's kind of crazy.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
Those
so
stats are just they're very interesting. I didn't even know all of that. But like y'all said, that's why it's just really important for fathers to be in their children's lives, because of these stats, substance abuse, suicides, and
it's important for a good father
to
be in their children's lives.
Right. That's
you
right.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if it's not a good father, they can still turn out the same way.
That's
true.
Yeah.
That's crarazy. Yeah, because I know like there are ways that a father can raise their children and it can be damaging to them. And they don't even realize that they're being damaging the way they're raising their children. They just doing it. It could be from how they were raised.
Yeah.
So they're raising their children. I think, Mom, were you saying something?
I'm agreeing with you.
Oh yeah. I know this is a crazy thing, but people are narcissistic. If you want to know if you are raising your children in a damaging way, ask yourself, are you narcissistic? There's a lot of people that's narcissistic, don't even know what narcissistic is.
You
kidding? Tell them what it is, Twanda. Tell them what it is.
Narcissist is a person who is extremely self-centered. You know, they don't care about, you know, their children and stuff. And, you know, they don't take criticism well. They demand perfection. They demand perfection. When they go into rages, you know, men who just go into rages and stuff.
They feel entitled. They feel like entitled.
They do. They feel entitled, and they have a constant need for people to admire them. They just want somebody to admire them all the time. They want to be the center of attention, you know, and they don't consider other people. If you live like that, you are a narcissist, and you need to do something about it. And that's a way that you can raise your children in a damaging way. Another way is ask yourself, am I toxic? Oh my God.
People don't want to ask themselves that, Twanda.
No, they don't.
That's a big thing now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they toxic. I'm gonna stay away from them. They toxic, you know. And you act the same way. You don't even know you're toxic, you know. And
so give us a definition of a toxic dad.
Toxic person. Okay, let me see. I thought I had something about a toxic person, and now I don't even see it anymore. Okay, so a toxic person, I found it. A toxic person, they dramatize like the minor stuff. They make a big deal out of something that's really, really little.
I need to make a list because I know some people like that. Wait a minute.
Is that when the fathers just be fussing about nothing around the house? Like, why you do this? Why you do that?
Right. Just have to pick on this little stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody said you make a mountain out of a molehill.
Wow.
You know, something that can be easily solved or easily eradicated. You know, they make a
You
big
find
deal.
people who are professionists like that too.
Yeah. And then toxic, abusive. They don't know what to say out of their mouths. They talk, you know, down to their children and stuff. They belittle their children. They criticize their children. They are sarcastic to their children. That's somebody they're destructive. That's somebody that's toxic.
You know what's surprising?
What's that, Mother?
Okay, I'm sorry. Yes.
No, go ahead.
What is so surprising when you find parents like that curse at their children, you know, those children are well behaved. I think because they're scared straight too.
Oh,
you know, they're kind of scared straight. And I know those kids, they are some of the best behaved children.
The children that's
I'm
getting
gonna tell your
I
father.
don't know about that, Mom.
What?
I don't think I you know what? It was, remember, okay, I don't want to go deep into this, but remember, and it's not about a father, but it's about a parent. And the child they did something by mistake. And they were like, why you do that? You saw that, you shouldn't have done it. You spilled this milk. And they just went totally off on them. And so, Mom, when you said they're well behaved, I don't think I think they're scared.
They're scared
to do anything.
They're scared.
And I think it stunts their growth too, if you grow up in this type of environment.
And I think it makes them angry. They can be silently angry, you know, and they could be a ticking bomb ready to explode.
Wow.
You know? So like you said, they're well behaved. Like you said, they are scared out of their mind.
And then when a lot of times when the father speaks, they have that authoritative voice.
Yeah.
So it's like it's rumbling. You know what I mean? Not like a mother say, baby, what you doing, sweetie? Don't do that. You know, if I'm like, what are you doing? You know, you better straighten up. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You just get scared, but it's not, sometimes it's not because of reverence or you love them or respect them, whatever.
But guess what, Melanie?
It's fear that you're going to get a whooping.
Guess what? Sometimes
you don't get abused.
Used to it. It just roll right off the children's back too. Sometimes they just, especially some have all raw and nothing behind it. Because I've heard some cases, oh, Dad, you're not gonna do nothing.
And you know what, Mom? When you said that, I don't totally agree with that, because I think that stuff sometimes they lie dormant, and it'll come up in their adult life.
That's what
Even though they may not express, how they feeling, or shut down, be like, yeah, whatever, Dad. That's still a seed being planted in that child. Yeah. So you have to be, really careful and aware of how you speaking to your child, because it's going with them. These are footprints in their life. They're going to stay with them. And
so
when they get older, and they may start treating their child like that.
I was going to say that.
True.
Yeah, I've actually seen it when they are on something all the time. That's why the child, while they're little, just blow right up and don't care anymore. They don't care anymore.
Mhm.
It don't even affect them. Even you give them a spanking, they say, "Oh well, where's my spanking? Get it over with." I think somebody
I think they the ones that turn out to be murderers and abusers. You know what I'm saying?
It still affects them.
You know what else? Guess what? They bully people at school too.
That's
when
true too.
Bullied,
yeah. Now sometimes the father has an authoritarian boss on the job.
Yeah.
They don't talk back to them, but they transfer their rage down at home. See, they can't do it on the job, so they transferred to the ones that do. Yeah.
Guess who's listening? We got Marino on here and Willie on here. Willie said, "Toxic people revel in confusion and discord. They also do not seem happy when there's nothing to fight about."
Oh
wow! They go look for a fight. They pick a fight.
That's good, Willie.
Isn't that crazy?
And Marino said, "We have the best father, who's God."
Yes. Amen. Father God.
That's right.
That's right. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So those are some toxic behaviors. Did y'all finish y'all comments? Okay. Also, wait a minute. I think I have another one.
Okay.
They are overbearing.
You
know what I'm saying?
Give an example.
Yeah, I was gonna say
they don't let their children they like live out of their children. They don't let their children make up their own mind what to do. Like say if their child wants to play basketball and the father always wanted to be a piano player, they would force that piano playing on that child. And then make them not want to play basketball. Yeah, they become overbearing and stuff.
Yeah,
they don't.
I've seen that a lot too, Tawana, because sometimes in the church, just because you I'm sorry, but just because you the pastor, don't mean your son got to be a pastor. You gotta acknowledge God. You gotta ask God, what does my child, where is my child's gift? Where is my child supposed to be? Just because, that you are a deacon or anything, working a landscaper or anything, whatever, don't mean your child, that's their gift. That's their skill.
I'm glad you said that too, because I was just thinking, I was thinking that a good father would seek God to say, Lord, you gave me this child. Who is he? To you, who did you create him to be? So that would be a good father to seek God and then cultivate that gift.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I was going to say, respect their decisions. If it's not a crazy one, respect their decision. And like just for saying, go ask God if this is what they're supposed to be doing, let them see it, you know. Don't try to force. I know this one student I had in high school. Oh, it was just so sad. He wanted to play soccer, but his dad wanted him to swim. And y'all should see at the swim meets. I mean, it was so sad. This boy did not want to swim. He could swim, but didn't want to swim. He would come in like way behind the other people.
Wow.
It's like they be on their lap 5 and he'll be on lap 1. And so when they finish all their laps, he's the last one in the pool swimming to do the rest of his lap. And we were like, why don't you not do your son like that? He doesn't want to swim. Don't make him swim. You know what I'm saying? And that can affect a child as well. Yeah. So don't be so overbearing, you don't, and then you give unsolicited advice, that's like overbearing as well. Mom, were you about to say something?
I was going to say sometimes the father wants to do very well. So what they do, they provide for them stuff and things, material stuff, but not that time. They given they don't feed into their life, but they want to give them, they don't give them a good living. You know what I'm saying? So they work 2-3 jobs trying to make them, have designer stuff and do their best. Sometimes kids they want to look sloppy, maybe. No, fix yourself up because you represent me. And
well, yeah, you don't want your
Wait
kids
a
to
minute.
look
Wait a minute.
But the sloppy in style, right?
So you represent me.
That's
Hello.
right. Come on now.
That's what I'm saying. The father was saying, but some children they don't want to do that. They want, but you working all these jobs and you don't have time for the school programs. You're too tired. When you go home, you go straight upstairs and go to bed or turn on the television.
Oh,
you don't
that's
give
a
them
good
your time.
That's a good point because the children need your time. You want to give them money. You want to give them gifts. You want to give them,
instead of time.
They need your time.
You
Well,
want
some
them
of
to
them
like
don't know
you.
they don't know how to interact with their children because they were never
don't.
fathers, so they don't know how to father.
That's right. That's right. And then they're not good listeners. They don't want to listen. They want to butt in every time you're saying something. They're not good listeners.
They the head of the household.
Right, exactly. And they steer all the conversations to themselves. Everything is about them.
Lord Jesus.
Well, Daddy, I want to talk about so they put the conversation on themselves.
Yeah.
When I did at work today,
Narcissist.
well, Daddy, somebody came to me up on my job and they said, but Daddy, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's not a good father. Be a good listener to your child.
You know what I read about Tawanda? I was reading senior fathers. Say some of them just fathers first time at 50 years old. And the baby is 0. By the time the baby is 10, well, he's 60. By the time he's 20, well, you know what I'm saying? He's like 80, but you know what it does? The article say it keeps them on their toes. It keeps them fit. We have to keep up with the child. They keep them exercising more. It's keeping them fit, make them think more.
They different ages.
But they probably won't see them when they get older because they'll be dead. They won't.
Wait a minute. Everything
they won't see everything in their life. They won't see them at the wedding because you'll be like 80 or 90. They get married.
How old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
I'm almost 80. I'll be 80.
That's what I'm saying. So you probably can't use it as an example because
no. You know what? I can because I'm saying a first time dad.
Okay.
Never been a father.
But I think the ages shift now. I think they have when they said the new 30, the new 40, it's different. Like back in the day, 50, I think the 60 and the 70-year-old back in the day, they had canes and crutches not crutches, but canes when they couldn't get out. But today it's not like that. Like if you see a 60-year-old person, they can be playing basketball with their child.
Right. Tell they 60.
I'm telling you, the child's a year old and he's 60. By the time he plays basketball, he's like 70.
It's still the same thing, Mom.
But you know what it is? But when you get to a certain age, sometimes you get different health problems and sometimes you're tired.
But you gotta take care of yourself, Mom. People doing that now. They're eating healthy now. Yeah. They're exercising.
I'm just saying what the article said.
Doing all of that stuff.
You just got finished.
Put that article in the trash.
Wait, man, hold up. You just got finished saying, Mom, that it keeps the older person on their toes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It keeps them in the gym or it keeps them, wanting
which
to
is
be
good. Right.
So
I tell you, the best thing y'all can do is interview somebody. Interview somebody if they're on this line, if they 65 years old. See how much they after they come. That's what they have to do. They have to work longer because they have to put the children in college and they in their 70s still paying college bills. So they're working harder, so they can't retire right away. And then they have to, there's a lot of things.
But I think if someone has a child when they 50 or 60 years old, I think they have a plan. I would think they
better have a plan. It ain't a plan B.
What's the plan B, Melanie?
It's not a plan B.
I think they should have no plan. If you're gonna have a child that old, most people, think about it. You're 50 years old, 60 years old, and you have a child. Think about the money you could have saved up for their college funds.
That's true, Tish.
And then what I find too is a lot of older people that have children, they are their children are smart, you know, because the older people, they have sometimes a big vocabulary, and they're talking to their children. The children catch on to that vocabulary. That's what I have found. Children with older.
But guess what else they said about that too? They are smart and wise, but they're also sometimes the kids born with genetic diseases, you know, different. With their mind.
Put that article in the trash.
It was more. You read those articles.
I was thinking about a smart father. Now somebody's, you sure is smart. You sure is pretty. Not that type of father. I'm talking about intelligent.
Who is wise?
You is kind.
Oh my God. Was that an AARP article or something?
It might have been.
What is going on?
So
Subscribe to AARP. Cut it out now.
okay, yeah.
I have my AARP.
So let me just say,
membership.
I'm getting mine too,
say,
Tish.
If you are a father out there and you fit any one of these categories, categories, that means you are growing up, you're raising your children, and it's damaging to them.
Yeah.
So we don't want you to be doing that. We don't want you to be damaging to your children.
Yeah.
You know, we want you to, you know, to raise them up in the right way. The Bible tells us to raise up a child in the way they should go.
Yeah.
You know? And when they get older, it will not depart from them. You know, they will not depart from that raising. You know, but we want to do it well. And like I heard somebody earlier say, some fathers don't know how to be a father. Go to God. You know, God is your father. Go to God and ask him how can I be a father? You know, because there is no true handbook how to be a father. You know, you can't go to the handbook. And you know what my handbook is? The Bible.
Yes,
well, that's what I was saying. Absolutely. I'm just saying the Bible is the only handbook, I guess, on how to be a father, you know. So yeah. So I think, So don't treat your children like that, you guys, you know. And I would say go talk to a father, you know, that you see that's doing a good job, you know, raising their children. Go talk to a father and see how they are doing it. Like I remember earlier on today, somebody was saying, don't go talk to a knucklehead, you know, who don't know what they're doing to their children. You know what I'm saying? It's like
absolutely
your peers, you know, you go talk to your peers and they don't know what they struggling too.
Right.
Don't go talk to them. Go talk to somebody, you know, who's more experienced, you know, who's been a good father, and you see the attributes of them being a good father. Go talk to them. That's you know, good. They can be a good help to you. You know,
that's good.
And another thing, I don't like seeing a father rebuking the child in public. You know, then it's like when a teacher get after them, you automatically get after them too, instead of just trying to weigh out, because sometimes adults not telling the truth on those children, and sometimes you say my child didn't do this, and they behind your back poking their tongue at somebody.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say too. My child didn't do this.
Another thing, don't take up for your child, you know, in front of your child,
right?
You know, to the principal of the school or to the teacher of the school, you know, and just, you know, and
or even in church, like
even in church, right? You know, don't take up for your child in his face, you know, because that's another sign of being a bully too, you know, and your child will grow up being a bully too.
I heard somebody say,
or they would say, oh, my daddy gonna take care of this. You know, in every situation. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I heard a father say something like, and they was talking about the people in the church, and he was like, I don't want anybody correcting my child. If he does something wrong, you bring him to me.
In front of his child?
I don't know if it was in front of his child. He was just saying, I don't want nobody saying anything.
Everybody heard it. The children heard it too.
But if he does anything wrong, bring him to me.
Yeah, because that way. Oh, that happened. Okay, that happened when I was teaching in the high school, and I saw this parent in the mall somewhere, and I think the student was with him. That's my teacher. That's my teacher. And so the parent said, "You come to me whenever you have any problems with him," and da 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 da. And so I was telling like some of the other teachers, and they were like, "Oh, don't listen to that. because they just gonna take up for their son, and all this. So they already knew, you know what I'm saying, that they were gonna take up for that child, and I didn't have a leg to stand on, and the child already knew I didn't have a leg to stand on.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So that's not a good situation either, you know.
But nowadays, these children would say, "You lay a hand on me, my dad was."
Yes, they do. Yes,
they'll sue you. Them kids, they know. They
do know. They do say that too. They say that.
And I just want to interject on one thing. If my children are grown now, but when they try to embarrass me in public, I will embarrass you in public. I will. I'm sorry. That's just how it goes. I understand about, talk to them in private, whatever. But no, you got to let them know. Nope, you can't do that. And this is going to happen. If you act a fool, I'm not saying I'm going to act a fool in public, but I will let them know you can't act like that.
Yeah.
I will give them a look or something. I'm not just going to ignore and wait till they get home and be like, what you did. And then you know what I'm saying?
You might forget by the time you get home too.
True.
Yeah,
that's so true.
So I do agree, Mel. You handle a situation when that situation takes place.
Right.
Don't wait to calm down. Don't wait until you calm down.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Definitely calm down. If you don't calm down, you're gonna end up abusing that baby. Calm down.
Don't calm down, Mel. Don't calm down.
Take some deep breaths.
But what you do now, like dads and mom, you talk to them at home before they go to the store.
That's true too. Yeah.
They still try you, don't mind.
Yes, they do.
They will try you. They think you're not gonna say nothing because they're in public.
Yes, they will. You're right, Mel. Yes,
and the stores, what they have in the front of the stores? Candy, gum, toys.
They put it there on purpose.
But let me tell you, but you do prepare your kids. You know how y'all were prepared. You had the list. You saw you saw the $100. That's all you have for the whole week to eat off of. And you made your own, and you helped plan your own menus and stuff. And you knew, and then you had $1 left. There was a big bag of chips to divide at home. And you were okay with that.
We're getting away from the Father's Day.
Right.
Mel did it. Mel
the father.
Because y'all made that point, about correcting the child in public and stuff. So that's why I said that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean
to. Take advantage of their fathers. The daughters and fathers, they really take advantage of their
daddy girls, girl dad,
especially when there's daddy
girl dad.
You know what I'm saying?
Girl dad.
They get their father to do whatever.
I think we were all girl dads.
No, it was just me. It was just me.
No, it wasn't Mel.
Oh, our daddy got us what we wanted. Remember that time we got that pair of high heel shoes?
Yeah. We went by credit card, spent the car right up to the hill. You were supposed to be going to get one.
Dad, he was like, what kind of shoes you want? I was like, I want these shoes right here. He was like, okay.
And then
mine was
spike heels with little sticky legs.
Mom said, why you buy these for them? That's what they wanted.
The best dad ever.
Yes. The best dad ever. Father. I agree. Speaking of which, Tawan, I'm sorry, were you done?
Oh, I can be done. Go ahead. I'm good.
Oh, no, because I just want to talk about, the ways you can nurture your child,
cool.
Just have because y'all were talking about that, have a relationship with the child, and things like that. Mm-hmm. So, some of the ways that you can nurture, actually there are like 3 ways I'm just going to mention. There are probably more, but, one of the ways is engagement. You have to be like intentional to, connect with your child, to speak and spend time, all that kind of stuff. And, the other one was what's the other one? Being available, being there for your child. Presence, not just presents, gifts. Your physical presence, being there with your child, looking out for them, cultivating their gifts, and all that kind of stuff. Emotionally as well. I know some fathers, not a lot, but some fathers, they don't feel like they can connect emotionally with the child because they are the provider, for the house, and they just give you, physical things,
Mhm.
feeding you with food and shelter and, all that kind of stuff. And,
Yeah.
and then society has made that to be like the main purpose of a father, just the provider, and
Yeah.
not just
Right.
not, provider of, overall provider, not emotionally and being there support,
That's good.
supporting your child and things like that. So you
Mhm.
have to be well rounded, not
Yeah.
just, being available in that one particular area.
Right.
And now you know what I think is missing. You remember sitting around that dinner table. The dinner table that's
Yes.
absent. Oh, we
Yep.
loved it. Where the
Yeah, we
dad
did.
had a special place to sit, and everybody said a verse, and they went around the table. That was the best, and that was really good. And the
Yeah.
father would
And
be
then
there.
and then I think the father should initiate like spending time, like game night, and
Yeah.
even a Bible study night, sit down and what's that other thing? Devotionals,
Mhm.
I think a father should initiate stuff like that. It seemed like a lot of times in this day and age, the father is waiting for the mother to be more spiritual. The father is waiting for the mother to pick up that, but a father can do that as well. And plus he's supposed to be the,
Yeah.
the leader, spiritual
Yeah.
leader
Yeah.
in the
Right.
house,
Right.
So yeah, so do that, initiate stuff,
Mhm.
and then ask your children how their day was,
Yeah.
ask them how your day was and how did,
Yeah.
and then sometimes, especially in this day and age, children are struggling with so much, and even in dealing with peer pressure and,
Yeah.
they don't know how to tell their dad or their mom what's going on,
Mhm.
get into their heads,
Yeah.
and find out what's going on with your child.
Yeah.
That's the way you can get.
And I know a lot of nowadays, a lot of fathers or men in general, they're more educated. They have more knowledge and stuff. Because back in the day, all they did was work.
Yep.
A lot of fathers had to leave
Fire.
school to take
Yeah.
care of their family. So they never got their
Right.
diplomas or GEDs or whatever. But now a lot of the men are going to school and going to to educate themselves and things like that. So now when your child comes to you, you can listen to them and also give them sound advice and
Right.
instruction. Before, I think, the father it was probably overwhelming because they probably really didn't understand what the child was going through and how they could relate to them.
Yeah.
But now it's more prevalent now than before because a lot of things are going on now in this world where you need that father figure in your life, more
Yeah.
so than before.
That's why when mine was talking about eating around a dinner table, that would be a perfect time to really communicate and everybody talk about stuff,
Right.
and spend individual time with, if you have more than one child, spend individual time with that one child, take them out or something, have like, a daddy son time or a daddy daughter time or something like that. Just let them, so all of them can feel special, not just.
That is right.
Yeah.
Take them out
And
one
then
by
have
one.
a rap session with them too. You have to rap.
That's good.
And allow them to
No,
talk
Mel.
to you, and
No.
allow them to like.
What kind of rap session?
When
No,
you sit
here
down
beatboxing.
and
Not
you
like
can
that, Mel.
a
No
rap.
rapping.
Oh, you're doing a rap now?
Yes, she
Shame
is
on you,
beatboxing.
Mel.
You said the rap session?
This is a back in the day rap session. We didn't have no rap music then. A rap where you talk in the living room and let the child like criticize you, like critique you, and don't feel bad, And
See?
you don't
That's if
feel
you're
bad.
not narcissistic, you can do that.
Let them criticize you. You say, Dad, you promised this and you didn't keep your promise. And they will say, oh, I'm sorry, we can do better. No, they're not narcissistic. And then when you say back in the day they weren't educated, they may have trouble with their ego. So that's why they say, don't tell me what to do. I'm your dad. I don't care what the teacher say. I don't care what your mama say. I said it. I said it was.
That answer is right. I gave you the right answer. 2 plus 2 is 5. That's right.
That's a mess. Oh, that's a mess.
But you know what? A lot of times moms will hurt the parents too by saying, you just like your old daddy. See, you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
They did not choose their father. Who chose them?
Yeah.
You know?
Hello. Mommy say, hello.
Right. And you know what? On that note,
Yeah.
on that note, build up the child's father in front of them.
Yes.
Don't
That
tear the
Tawanda,
father down.
say that again.
So good.
You know, don't tear the father down. Don't tell your child stuff about the father that's not
bad
good.
stuff.
You know,
Right.
Even, let me say this, even if the child recognizes it themselves
Right.
and they come to you, you still have that child's father. You still have that father's back.
That's right.
You
So
say,
good.
that's your dad. You need to love your dad. You need to respect your dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Even now, this is important. Even if you know your child is telling the truth, and even if you feel that way yourself, you don't let your child see you feel that way.
Jesus.
You
Tell you
don't.
what
You build them up.
The baby. You say, you know, you say to the baby, all right, honey, just go to sleep.
Who say that?
No, because I had some children who say, you know, and they like make believe, and the dad is not. I said, all right, honey, go to sleep. Just take a nap. You know, instead, you want to say, you don't want to tell a child just shut up. It's not true. You know, you fantasize and just say, all right, baby, it's time to take a nap. Something like that. Yeah.
But wait a minute.
No, you gotta speak positive words.
Yes.
You can't just say
you have to
go to sleep.
Mommy said it's hard to speak positive words if they're not good.
Yeah,
well, but you still have to say
Instead
it.
of me saying your
still
father's
have to
no
still
good, baby,
say
go to sleep. Your father's are nothing. Go to sleep, baby.
No.
We're not gonna worry. We're not gonna talk about your father. Just go to sleep.
No, we
I
can't
have
do
a
that.
good question. I have a question, young ladies. When does the relationship change between the father and the sons or daughters? You know, first, you know, when do they change and become like friends? Do they ever be friends?
Well, you want to be like, you don't want to be your child's peer. You don't want to act like you're their peer. You know, you don't want to like these young fathers these days, and their babies are infants and toddlers, and they call them yo. Come here, yo. That's not your peer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't mean that. I mean, your relationships change. Like,
They
for
do.
example, when they're little, you know, you tell them what to do. You know, you
Okay.
go to bed, and then when they get a teenager, you don't treat a teen. Some people don't know they treat a teenager just like their babies.
Oh yeah.
And then when they get older, now they become friends all of a sudden.
Adolescents and adults.
You know,
even though you may become friends, you are still a parent.
A father, and you still.
I know, but the relationship has changed.
I understand what
an
you're saying.
example, like when like technology and stuff like that, and sometimes the parents don't know it. Come fix my phone, you know. Come help me fix my tie.
Once the son or the child becomes a man, that's when it should change. However, we're not saying lose respect. There's still respect as father and son, you know what I mean?
Right.
But the relationship changes once that child or that person.
And a lot of time it gets better.
And I think it can change also when they're coming into their teenage years, because now you are trying to give your son or your child advice, you know, financial advice, you know, even like marital advice. You know, you're talking to them more. Like when they were babies, you were more of like a provider. You were more changing their diaper and giving them stuff that they needed. But then when they become of age, now you're trying to inform them. Now you're trying to raise them for their spouse. You know,
how do you inform a teenager who knows everything? Because I've heard them say, when I was a teenager, I knew everything. Now that I'm in my 30s, I know nothing. It's amazing saying that. Daddy didn't know anything when I'm 16. Now I'm 30. And now he knows so much. Daddy got so smart. Actually, he realized that's who he was. But
the relationship is always evolving, because
that's like
it starts from the infant state, but then later on it shifts, because then the son starts taking care of the father, because the father might be going through dementia or something like that, and so the son starts to be the father, and the father is almost like the child in a way. You know what I mean?
It's like the father role.
Yeah, the role.
Yeah, that's a good thing. It's always evolving.
And you know what? I think every child is different. So
Yeah.
even though they may have grown older in age, mentally,
Yeah,
they still need guidance.
Yeah.
So I think your child. Once you spend time with your child and get to know them and communicate and spend time, all that kind of stuff,
yeah,
your child. You know when they are ready for the next level. You
Mhm.
know how you need to communicate with them
Yeah.
so that they will understand. They will get it.
Right.
It may take, some children longer than others
Mhm.
because I don't know. I really don't know the reason why, but it may be different. So
They could have
you have to treat them as individuals, not just because they are a certain age.
Because age is
Right.
just a number if you think
Age
about
is
it.
just a
they could
number.
have developmental issues,
Absolutely.
and that people develop different in different times than other people for
Yes.
whatever reason, but I think that like Mom was saying, what do you tell a child who knows it all? I think you should sit down with that child and give them a pros and cons list and let them see that they don't know it all. You know what I'm saying? Let's do a pros and cons on this. All the pros and all the cons, and then they can see the difference, and then they'll say, "Oh, I never thought of it like that," and then they'll know they don't know it all.
Guess what? And sometimes you're gonna just have to let them fall on their faces.
That's too.
You don't want to, Mom, but you have to.
I mean, you don't want to.
Hard thing. You don't want your child to fall, but if they won't listen and they just won't listen, then you gotta let them find out for themselves. You don't want them to fall.
I heard a parent say, just sit back and watch the video. Because there's nothing else you can do, because you put all that you can put inside of them and they're not listening. You just sit back and watch the movie.
And they'll come back. They'll come back to you were right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Crying and needing it with an empty wallet, probably home.
That's right.
Wow.
And you just pray and seek God, because God knows your child. Yeah. God knows how they are, everything. So he knows what they need. Yeah. You may not know what they need. You may not have what they need. You may not. You may have to go out and get some more resources.
Get some help.
True, Mel.
From someone else to fill that void, that part that you don't know. Yep. And you have to, not be all big-headed and say, well, I'm the father and I don't need to go out to nobody else.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Tell me what to do. Yeah.
So it's people out there, there are programs out there, that can help you to, improving your skills and help you learn and build yourself up.
And also fathers, don't be so narcissist or pig-headed that no one can tell your child anything. Like if someone has some good advice, if you're having problems with your children and you can't really mentor them the way, because children will also talk to somebody else other than a parent. But if that's the case, let that person, if he's giving sound advice, let that person talk to your child. A lot of fathers don't want, I'm the father, I'm going to do this. Ain't nobody going to do this.
So
but
true.
Do it, because what you're doing evidently is not working. So let somebody else help them. Somebody else could convince them to go to college if you can't.
A lot of times people would rather see their kids almost like fail and rather than listen to good advice, and say it worked for me. And I have to say, no, it worked for me, and it should work for them. This is a different age. What took me from 1955, 1942 when I was born, it's different now. Yeah. It's taking different things now. This is a different era, but their love is the same now. The basic principles are the same. Yeah. But the carrying out is different. And I think parents have to grow up too. Parents got to grow. You can't stay stuck, you have to grow, but the principles stay the same. And that bottom line is love. But you got to have love, real love, not infatuated, not the phony love, but the real.
And I was thinking before we turn it back over to Mel, because she got her stuff that she's talking about. I was thinking about a father should be transparent. If you made mistakes along the way in life, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? It messed up your life and all that kind of stuff. Be transparent to your child so they won't make those mistakes. Don't let them think that you're perfect. I never did anything wrong in life and all that kind of stuff. Be transparent. That will also help your child not to make the same mistakes you make. Sometimes
Yeah,
In
that's
some
what I was
cases.
gonna say. Like Mel was saying, like you don't know it all, and don't be afraid to tell them I don't know. You
Yeah.
know, nobody's gonna know it all,
They don't
and
know
then
it all.
that's showing
That's
them they're not gonna know it all.
That's
So we
true.
gotta get help. Let's figure
Right.
this out together. Let's
Mhm.
work this out.
And how
together.
about apologizing to your child?
Absolutely.
You make
Yeah.
I'm sorry. They learn fairness out of that. You know that little
Yeah.
sign I had on the wall, but you learn, like that what true judgment is and
Mhm.
what your fairness is. You learn something like you remember the little poem we had on the wall. A child learns, he learns fairness, honesty. It was up there. I
I
put
ain't
it
see
Oh,
up.
that
like
on the
if
wall.
a child does this, he
Yes.
learns this. If a
Yes,
child does
yes.
this, he learns that. If a child does
Yes,
okay, that does sound familiar.
yes.
Sister,
If a child,
Sister Gloria Gilchrist said children will grow you up sometimes along the way.
sure will.
That's very true.
Yes, they
That's
will.
good.
Yes,
But that is
yes.
Gloria.
so true. That is
So
so
Mel,
true.
go ahead. What else do we have?
Well, I mean, basically, y'all were just walking all over my stuff, which is good. Which
Yeah.
because we're just collaborating, whatever. But we also have to think about the deep rooted spiritual side of it.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what I
true.
mean?
Yeah.
Engaging with your child in prayer and taking
Yeah.
them to church, reading the scriptures with them, going over Bible verses, going to Sunday school, right, Mom?
You just became mom's best friend.
Yes.
You're her best
Being,
friend.
being available. And I remember a couple of shows we were talking about being available for the child and not just church only, what I mean,
Yeah.
having that balance
Mhm.
Yeah.
in your child's life and
Mhm.
and if you are in church or Christian or whatever, you
Yeah.
still have to have that balance. I think mommy said that like if your child has a basketball game or football game on Sunday or whatever, it's okay to miss that one. It's okay to miss, one Sunday a year or 2 or 3 times a year or whatever. It's okay. You know what I mean? Because God understands. God
Yes,
understands
he
that.
knows.
He knows. He understands that. It's okay. Because it's not all about going to the church building anyways. You have to build that church in your home. You have to live that life in your home and let your child see that. So basically, y'all were just saying the same thing that I was mentioning. So it's all good. It's all good.
Sister Gloria Gilchrist said, please don't leave out Sunday school. Oh my Lord.
Just one Sunday, Gloria.
No, she said Sunday school. You remember you talking about Sunday school? I said, please don't leave out
Yeah.
school. Oh my Lord.
That's why I said, Mel, you just became mom's best friend.
Right.
Take them to Sunday school.
Now, I was even thinking, like, while you on your way to the game, you could be like, talking to your child about church or whatever.
And I'll tell you what a pastor told me last week. Saying that they didn't know that she was a sports fan. Now she's up in age. And what they did on the Super Bowl Sunday, they had the services. She has 3 TVs in her church. She has cable. And one of the brothers say, well, it's Super Bowl today. Can we just have food and watch it at the end of the services? She said, oh, yeah. And saying that's what they did. Say it was in their church. This was after, she's my girlfriend. She doesn't live in Baltimore. And they had a wonderful time. They had service and everything. And they had all this food. And they won. They won the touchdown tournament or whatever it was.
The church won? What?
They won they won the football.
Won the touchdown tournament.
What is it?
The church won
No, the football team won.
They won the Super
For
Bowl.
that year.
They won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, for that year. And the church went up. They took it to the parking lot. No.
They won the tournament. Ma, that is so good though.
And then you know what? The neighbors heard it. And they live in a kind of a bougie community. The
Okay,
church is
yeah.
nice.
So the neighbors
The
heard it.
neighbors saw it. That's what the neighbors did.
What came to
Came
church?
out. They came out and started praising the ball game with them.
Oh
And
wow.
they were good neighboring. You know what I'm saying? And I say, you know what? Stuff when you relate to your members like that,
Yeah.
that will grow the church.
That's true. That is true.
That will grow the
A lot
church.
of churches have Super Bowl Sunday. They wear and they
The
wear the
jerseys.
jerseys on Super Bowl Sunday. Then they
Yeah.
after service they go downstairs and they have the TV set up and they have a Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
But
Right, yeah.
I tell you what now, and I wouldn't take that for Sunday school now. What you know, I would still have my Sunday school and morning service.
You know what? Wait a minute, Ma.
But you know what?
Ma,
Let me tell you, Melanie,
Super Bowl
we
is
have
after
7
service.
days in the week. You only
Ma,
got one.
Ma, but the Super Bowl is on Sundays and it's after service. That's why
That's
some
what I'm
people say.
saying.
That's why the pastor be like, okay, y'all, I ain't gonna be preaching long.
That's
My team, they playing today.
I never heard that before.
Oh,
I have.
Absolutely,
have.
I have. Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
We got all the way off the fathers, didn't we, y'all?
We still talking about
No,
fathers.
we still talking about
you know
fathers. I'm
what?
sure
But you know
Talk
what?
about the Super Bowl, you're talking about men.
talking about the men. Amen.
That's
But
true.
you know, you can have fun in every stage of life.
Yeah.
That's
You
true.
can be serious and you can have fun too. You know, your dad was funny, make up these funny jokes and funny poetry.
I want to
Yeah,
talk about
I'm
daddy
a
jokes.
poet. You didn't even know it. I'm a poet and you didn't know it. You know, like that. So you
Poet.
can laugh.
And you didn't even know it.
I was a poet, I knew it. Excuse me, Sister Gail Chris. She's the poet
I
on
was
our
just-
show.
I was like, Mel, go ahead, Mel.
No, go ahead.
Hey, Patrick. Patrick was on here.
Hey, Patrick.
Yes, here supported. So I was also thinking about the prodigal son. You know what I mean? How he was a father, even though his son went out, he was like, give me my money. I'm ready to go. I don't want to listen to nothing you have to say. And he went out, gave him all his money. He went out, he spent all his money. When he came back, he didn't criticize him. So when you were talking about criticizing and all that kind of stuff, he didn't.
Right.
As a matter of fact, he threw a party for him. He gave him a ring, gave him a robe and all that kind of stuff. So as a father, even though our sons may go out of the way or do crazy stuff, we should always embrace them. We should never come to the point to say, I disown you. And never, ever, ever disown your child.
Right.
Always have room in your heart for your child.
Can
That's
I
right.
say something, Tisha, on that? And that the dad actually initiated that move. Sometimes I'm the oldest, so you come to me. I'm the father. No, the father ran to him after the son ditched him. You know what the son did? He said, I can't wait for you to die. Give me my inheritance now. Otherwise,
Right.
he was living too long and it took him too long to die. And so he wanted his money then. Daddy gave it to him. And he
Right.
blew it, and Dad was still looking out for him.
They're
So
looking at
that's the heart
what I-
of a true father. That's
Yeah,
a heart of a father. Yeah.
he saw him from afar off. So it's
Yeah,
like he
man.
was waiting for
Watching
him to
that for him.
return.
like he was waiting for him to return.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he was looking
Exactly.
for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And that's
your
a
heart-
faithful father. The father that will be there through thick and thin, good
Come on
times,
now.
bad times,
Faithful.
That's
you know,
right.
whenever. Just always committed
and they
to their
love you.
child. In
They
love.
love you. They
Absolutely.
love you.
Even like stepdads, they play an important role in their child's life. Like shout out
very
to the
true.
stepdads who helped raise
Yes.
who weren't theirs, you know what I mean, and treated them just as if that was your child or something like that.
Right.
Like shout out to them. That's a faithful father. Too.
Absolutely.
Father is
And
actually-
That's the heart of a father. That's the
Exactly.
heart.
Also fathers, like you were saying, was that sometimes they adopt those children that's not
Yeah.
there.
That's
You
true.
know, they want to be a part of their
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And they don't treat them any different than their own. So that's
That's
really
right.
important.
Oh my
When a
goodness.
stepchild could feel like his child. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, because he has that heritage, you know.
Yeah.
Right. That's a good thing. Super,
Yeah.
super good
I
thing.
know Tab call him the bonus child or
Bonus dad.
something.
Yeah, they call
I like
bonus
that.
child.
Bonus.
Yeah, they don't say step parents. They say bonus dad, bonus mom, and bonus
Yeah.
children.
Yeah, and even in-laws, they say bonus mom and bonus dad.
I like that.
No, they say
I
father.
think
They say mother in love instead of
but they still say bonus.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Sister Gloria said, "Amen to the faithful fathers." Woo-hoo.
Yes.
Fathers.
Really
Right.
good. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So,
All right.
Mom, did you have?
Oh, are we going to advertise who's coming on next week?
Oh my
Don't
goodness.
forget that.
That's what I'm
Before y'all advertise, I want to leave y'all with something.
Go ahead, what?
Before we close out,
Okay.
I just
ahead,
want to leave y'all with this.
Okay.
That God's grace is sufficient for all fathers. I just want to read this to y'all.
Okay.
So 1 Corinthians 12:9, it teaches us that his grace is sufficient for us. We're talking about God's grace.
Mhm.
And God meets us intimately and powerfully whenever we call on him in our weakness and need of him. Fathers, the work that you are doing in your encouragement, in your engagement, in your presence, and in your provision is doing a mighty work in the hearts of your children. Not only is it making them stable people to develop into, but their spirit is also being cultivated into the vine so they can be fruitful for a greater purpose. So if you have been the father that you want to be, in your heart, and your kids are still here with you, there is still time to make it right.
That's good.
There may be pain to work through on both sides, but it is worth the fight. No matter what kind of negative thoughts fill your mind, it's too far gone. You're thinking about, I'm not living with my kids anymore. I won't be wanted at this point. Those seeds of self-doubt should not be planted in you. Do not allow that. It is true that pain makes us withdraw and protect our wounds, but the human heart is designed for deep peace, the peace that comes through love and reconciliation. So, fathers, you are loved.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Wow. What an ending.
How
Guess
powerful
what?
is that?
Y'all, isn't that powerful? But guess what, y'all?
What?
Y'all do not want to look at the camera. Y'all do not want to miss next Friday. Tawanda, who do we have on our show next Friday?
Woo-hoo! Next Friday,
Woo!
we have Bishop James D. Nelson Sr., guys. We have the Apostolic Father. He is coming on our show, and
Yes.
the fathers out there calling. Tune in to Facebook,
Virtual land.
YouTube, virtual land. Tune in to Facebook and YouTube and chat. Send in your chats, your questions, so you can ask the Apostolic Father about fathering questions, and he's going to answer them on our show next week.
Yes, live questions, you guys. Live questions are going to be answered. Yes.
So excited. Yes. Bishop James D. Nelson Sr.
On here because this is Father's Day week.
Yeah.
Month. Father's Day month.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to feature fathers on our show this month, just to celebrate them, because y'all are to be celebrated. You have a big job, you play a big role in the child's upbringing. Gloria Gilchrist said drum roll.
Come on. Play the drum. Willie, with your bongos.
So you do. We just want, this was really good, wasn't it? We hit every area. Like, if you are weak in any area, you can really get something. And share this with some fathers who need it. So share this, like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our Chillin with the Girlz YouTube channel, subscribe to Chillin with the Girlz on Facebook. Share. What do you want them to do? We want them to share it, right?
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
And hit that notification bell.
Yes.
Yep.
We want to acknowledge our strong men out there, our strong fathers. Because Mother's Day, everybody just go all out, for Mother's Day. Let's do that for fathers this year.
Yeah.
Somebody
Let's go over and beyond the norm.
That's right.
Not just getting a necktie for your father. You know, or some socks.
I used to get Dad a watch every year. I think I was getting him a watch.
Or a handkerchief, a nice white handkerchief.
I didn't give him a handkerchief. I got him like one time I gave him a jogging suit, you know what I mean? Or some jeans. Remember we gave him some jeans? It was like, Dad, we want you to wear jeans. So we got him some jeans, you know, 1 year and he wore those jeans, every Saturday?
Wow.
Because we gave it to him. Because when he gave him gifts, he really took pride in it.
He did.
Didn't he, Mom?
He did.
Yeah. So thank you so much for tuning in. Our Father, the footprints of a faithful father. And don't forget to tune in next week. 6 o'clock. Apostolic Father James G. Nelson.
David Nelson.
David Nelson.